this was from a magazine, How It Works. This is from How It Works magazine. Look at that. They say, can we stop another mass extinction? Can we stop another mass extinction? Because the death of the dinosaurs was just one of 5 global events that saw millions of species wiped out. How do these events happen, and how can we stop it from happening again? That's the question that they're asking, because yes, they say that we are already in the 6th mass extinction event. Okay, it's happening now. They said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. So look at this. So it's from the livescience.com, but it's from this How It Works magazine. So we are contributing, I think they're saying we're contributing to the mass extinction that happened. Is that what they're saying? I think they might be saying that. Let's look on down at this article. For the last 10,000 years, Earth has been in the midst of yet another extinction event that is rapidly removing animals from our planet. Scientists defined a mass extinction around 3/4 of all species dying out over a short geological time, which is anything less than 2.8 million years. You know, my phone is going boom, boom like that. So they say since the 1970, populations of the vertebrate species have declined by an average of 68%. That's a lot. Since the 1970, currently more than 35,000 species are considered to be threatened with extinction. It says, look, are humans to blame? We might be the blame. Let's look at this. Ever since the beginning of the pollutant pumping revolution in 1760, now you can't you can't blame me and you can't blame them. You can blame the corporations that started this pollutant pumping industrial revolution. Humans have been the main contributor of Earth's current environmental crisis. Greenhouse gas emissions and ozone depletion to deforestation, plastic pileup, and illegal animal trade, humans have actively stripped the world of some species and threatened many more. Well, I will agree with that. There are some humans who really could care less. They couldn't care less stripping the world of some species and minerals and all of this kind of stuff. Yes, there are some terrible humans out there who don't care about other life forms or even the earth itself, which is living. There are humans out there like that, kind of not nice humans. So there are some humans to blame if they are indeed humans. It says fossil records don't just tell us what creatures existed before us. They tell us, fossils tell us how long a species can naturally survive before coming extinct without human interference. Background rate, it is equal to around 1 species extinct per 1 million species per year. Human activity, it says studies have found some species lost from Earth would have continued to survive for 800 to 10,000 years without human activities. Well, what are we even doing on the earth? Well, who was there before us? Because I know, now listen, I know that they said with that, what was it? The DNA from a horse bone, what was it? 700 million years old. Is that what they said? They got the DNA from a horse 700 million years old. That's a lot. It really is a lot. So I think they can live longer than that. I really do. Look, a pandemic perspective, a global decrease in carbon emissions and a 20% fall in nitrogen. Look at this. Ecotourism, global restrictions were imposed, and without the income from tourists, the conservationists are having trouble protecting the vulnerable species from poaching. Oh, my. Isn't that something? South America. So look at this. 5 mass extinctions. Species made extinct. 85%. 440 million years ago. But really, who caused that? Who caused that? And the Earth is not just 6,000 years old. It's not. They're saying it's 440 million years old. Look at that. 440 million years old. How can the Earth be 440 million years old? When some say that it's only 6,000 years old. And there were species there. Somebody's not telling the truth, you all. You really aren't. Look at that. An Ordovician. Now, if they got this history. They got that history. Okay, look. The late Devonian extinction, 365 million years ago. 75% of the species were made extinct. Well, who did that, you all? Let's look at this. The Permian Triastic extinction, 253 million years ago. 96% of the marine life and 70% of the terrestrial life. 253 million years ago. Certainly, there was not just animals. They said it was referred to as the Great Dying. It's the largest to ever hit the Earth. It wiped out 90% of the planet's species and decimated the reptiles, the insects, and the amphibians that roamed the land. They said it was a rapid volcanism. Volcanism. That's what caused it. A catastrophic event, a rampant volcanism. Look at that. And then death by volcano. How massive eruptions caused the biggest mass extinctions on Earth. Why are we talking about volcanoes? Because, look, this Triastic, 201 million years ago, 80% of the species were made extinct. That's the Triassic period. Well, what happened to the Earth being 6,000 years old? They say it's 66 million years old. And they lost 75% of their species. Let's look at this, you all. Deep impact, how an asteroid brought about the end of the world for the dinosaurs. I was going to say for the designers, but it's not. Yes, we are all a part of a beautiful story. That's right. Yes, 4 billion years old, Mr. Sasquatch. I know that you know because your family is around that old, right? You have ancestors that have lived 4 billion years ago, and they never made you all extinct. You all are survivors, is what it is. You are a survivor, Mr. Sasquatch. Your lineage, yes, it is remarkable. Yes. The species are supposed to come back after the world is renovated. I knew you were Mr. Sasquatch. I just knew it from the first time you came on this YouTube channel, that there was something special about your species. Now I know. That's exactly right. So they got a deep impact. Look at this. So turning back the clock. Pandas. I remember watching documentaries on the pandas. Fewer than 1,114 individuals recorded in China. Wow. That's kind of sad. Well, the Paris Agreement, they tackled they tackled global pollution to fight it. Look, new eyes in the sky. What is in the sky? Technology. Look, elephants counted from space using satellites. Oh, wow. Yeah, now there was like elephant poaching, which is that is horrific. Look at that. The algorithm counting the elephants. Look at that. That's pretty neat. I didn't know. Well, if they can count the elephants, they can count the people. They can. And they don't even have to tag you. They can just zoom in on you and count you. As you walk across the land, you all, is what they can do. They can do it for you. Yes, they can. They can and they will. Well, guess what? They have a solution to stop this mass extinction, and it is cloning. Another potential solution to combat extinction could be clone species. In February, look at this, scientists revealed they had successfully cloned a black-footed ferret from an animal that had died more than 30 years ago. They brought it back to life. Okay, you all, this is really big. So they more or less bought an animal back to life. They resurrected the dead with the DNA. And weren't they trying to do that with these ancient mummies or something, bringing them back to life with the DNA? If they can get the DNA from a black-footed ferret and clone it, they can clone other things. Yes, Rebecca, they've been cloning people. That's right, oh Ryder, hello. Mr. Sasquatch, you gave up animal poaching and you moved on to poaching eggs. That is so, I am so glad that you are that sensitive in that area, that you would rather poach eggs. That's very nice of you, because you really consider all life precious. Okay, that's why you're doing those eggs. That's great. Yeah. So, so they can, 30 years old. They admit it. They admit it. Let's look at this, you all. So, facts about cloning. Now, we heard of they cloning the sheep, Dolly the sheep, right there. Okay, they cloned the sheep. It's the process of taking genetic information from one living thing and creating an identical copy of it. Identical twins have almost identical DNA, and asexual reproduction in some plants and organisms can produce genetically identical offspring. Genetic doubles in the lab through the process is a little different. Gene cloning, DNA cloning creates copies of genes and segments of DNA. Reproductive cloning duplicates whole animals. Oh my gosh, so they can, reproductive cloning can make duplicates of humans, whole humans, you all. Did you hear that? Reproductive cloning makes duplicates of whole human beings. Therapeutic cloning, embryonic stem cells are used to create tissues to repair. Look at this. Genetic engineer from an organism uses enzymes, breaks them down to nucleotides. Look at that. Plasmids. Plasma? Is this plasmids? Is plasmids plasma? Is plasmids plasma? I wonder if plasmids are plasma. And they even did, when a colony of bacteria containing a gene of interest, okay, they are already locating genes of interest. Look at this. Okay, we got this. Look at this, you all. So, when a colony of bacteria containing a gene of interest is located, the bacteria can be propagated to make millions of copies of the plasmids. Then the plasmids can be extracted for gene modification and transformation. Your genes can be modified and you can be transformed in the blinking of an eye. Yes, gene modification and gene design. Genetic engineer cuts the gene apart and replaces regions of it with new material. Transformation is the step which the new genetic material is transferred to a new organism. Oh, they're going to stick the genetic material into a new organism, and it's changed it genetically. Like a plant is grown, the seeds are produced, and they have inherited the new genetic properties. They can make it better. They can make humans better than what we are now. They can take out the defects of the human genetics and just make superhumans. Look at that, you all. Yes, they can do it. Oh my gosh. The mother gives birth to an animal that has the same genetic makeup as the animals. And the process was the dolly, the sheep. Therapeutic history. Oh, this came from Germany. Hans Adolf Edward Dreich. Researching reproduction. In 1902, he made a set of twin salamanders by dividing the embryo. Genetic science learning. Look at that. Current and future. Look at this, you all. They're going to clone your cat for $25,000 and dogs for $50,000. Well, I don't want my cat recloned. If my cat dies, I don't want to have another duplicate of my cat. Okay, I don't. Or my dog. I don't want you cloning my pets, okay? I want them to have a natural lifespan, okay? We don't want immortal beings, okay? Immortal beings, they clone maple trees. It says the movie Jurassic Park steered the public's imagination. It was in our imagination. Can we use cloning to bring back extinct species? Yes, you can. You just admitted you brought back a 30-year-old sheep. No, a 30-year-old. You brought back a 30-years-old black-footed ferret that died 30 years ago. So, yes, you can bring back, where are we at? I'm supposed to be here. You can bring back extinct species, okay? You can bring back those dinosaurs. You can. You just did it with the, where are we at? With the black-footed ferret. Where is it at? Right there. You just brought this back to life, this ferret. You cloned it. It died out 30 years ago. Yes. Oh my goodness. You've done it and you can do it. You can bring back every single species because you know they got the DNA, they got the genetics of all these animals and stuff. Okay, now let's think about this. Now we're going to go somewhere with this right now. Okay, we're going to go somewhere really important right now. So the flood came and Noah or Adahash, whatever his name was, built the ark. And they wanted to save the animals, a male and a female. They wanted to save them. They didn't want them to totally like disappear, okay? And they supposed to went into the ark one by one. Full animals, they saved them because they didn't want them to die out, okay? Because they would have been extinct, but they saved them from the extinction level event. So they want to save the animals. No, Mr. Sasquatch, I don't want to bring back any part of that. No, we're not going to do that. They want to do that, you all. Cloning. Who's to say, what if that really, hello, O-Rider, what if really, what if they saved when the flood came, what if they took the DNA? What if it was DNA and they brought them back to life? What if they did that? You never know. They could have done that. They say they took the animals one by one, two by two. Yeah. Rebecca, honey, well, we have to save the animals because that's what the article is talking about. But, oh, they got a plan to save the human species, too. They do. So the species does not go extinct. That's what they got the plan for. The species will not go extinct because we just read that. What did we just read? What they were able to do. Let me get down to it, you all. They can clone. Okay, that's what they can do. They can clone. With the advances that they have. Let's get back up to that. So that's what they did. How did we get that? They spliced the DNA and stuff. Where did we see that at? We went over here to the cloning. Yeah, they took it. That's how they do it. They've got your stem cell. They got your cells. Look, they got the DNA, okay, and they can get rid of the bad DNA is what they can do. So that's what they're doing. See? They can be extracted. The plasmids, they can do gene modification, okay? That's what they can do, and transformation. See? Look at that. They can create new genetic material to the new organism. So they can take your genes and they can modify them, and you can have new organism. If you die, at least they got your DNA. They got, if you are the type of DNA they want, yeah, that's what they're going to do. They modify it and transform it. That's what they said. The plasmids can be extracted for gene modification. That is a big industry, you all. Yes, and new people. That's right. So they can do all of that. So yeah, it's about the animals. Well, who said that we were not animals? There's something in the Proverbs. Man's fate is like that of the animals. That's what it said. Man's fate is like that of the animals. Yes. Jesse from Fresno. Love you too. I seen that. Yeah, so they cloned this ferret who had died. They've been doing this, yes, Ryder, for a very long time. I think it's neat that they can bring back an endangered species. That was, look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. How old is this article? 3 months ago. The feat marks the first time an endangered species in the U.S. has been cloned. Now, I think it's been cloned before then. I do. Yes, we have an incomplex DNA, even if insects is much more complicated. Well, they got it mapped out. They got it all mapped out. They've had years to perfect it. Oh, that's a good question. How long do the drones or the clones last? This one right here, they said, is 68 days old. Well, yeah, they got to try it out. She was born on December the 20th, okay, December the 10th of 2020, and created using the cells from Willa, a wild black-footed ferret who died and had her cells, look, cryo preserved in 1988. Cryogenics. 1988, her cells were preserved. Well, so when you want to be an organ donor, and they can preserve your cells and do whatever they want to with it, because they did so with that wild black-footed ferret. It was a donor, and they preserved the cells in it in 1988. Yeah. It's all wild, you all. It is wild and all of that. Something about human cells. Look at this. The music definitely sounds like it's populated by clones. I don't even know what you're talking about, Mr. Sasquatch. I don't. Look at this. Another example of practical human cell cloning is to use stem cells to help burns heal. That's good. In this process, stem cells are applied to the burned area on the patient, and that application triggers new skin growth. It's experimental. This could help burn victims heal faster and experience less. Yeah, so look, global gene expression analysis of a human hair follicle has revealed a special 3D spheroid culture may be able to allow cloning of your hair cells. Mr. Sasquatch, we've got that for Mr. Trump. There you go. I'm so glad you brought that up. How did you know that today we're going to have an answer for you? They can do a spheroid culture and allow the cloning of the hair cells in the future years. Look at that, manipulating the environment that the human hair cells grow. Look at that, and it will be an induction and expansion of the hair cells. You were right on target. How did you know that? How did you even know to ask that question? There you go. Hair transplant. Follicular unit extraction. It's got a big name. That's right. You got that. 360. Hair transplant 360. Follicular unit extraction. Boom! Global gene analysis of the human hair follicle. That's so wonderful. Special 3D spheroid culture may be allowed the cloning of the hair cells. They got it. They got it taken care of. Yes, they do. Well, you all, I am going to go. I'm going to go, you all. But yeah, they got this all taken care of. They can do this. Look at this. Food and Drug Administration, animal cloning and food safety. I am going to go animal cloning and food safety. They concluded that meat and milk from clones of cattle, swine, pigs, goats, and offsprings of clones from any species traditionally consumed as food are as safe to eat as food from conventionally bred animals. An extensive study of animal cloning, so you can eat cloned cattle, any type of species, okay? You can eat that, okay? Yes, it's perfectly safe. You go to this right here, and you can read it for yourself, okay? You can, because they have done it. It poses no risk to the animal. And look at this. It's perfect. Look, see? Yeah. There's no really do that. Copies of animals, genetic copies. Okay? They take an egg from a female animal and remove the gene containing nucleus. And the animal breeder wishes to copy is added to the egg. See, they can do this. It's okay. It is all right. Oh, okay, you all, that's enough. You don't want to look too deep into that. You don't, because it's going to like drop down like that. Okay, it is. That's right. Oh, right, or yeah. It's blurry because of what I did. That's right. Someone is mad. I can't help it, you all. I can't help it. I did not know the FDA had a statement on that. Yes, you all. I could not keep my mouth shut. I could not, you all, but you can go here to the FDA, Animal Cloning and Food Safety. You can do that. It is safe. Okay, so yeah, you can do that. If it's blurry, we can do this. Well, Mr. Sasquatch, that's true. You can't make it without breaking a few eggs. That's okay. That's all right. You got me in trouble, Mr. Sasquatch. You did. Alrighty, you all. I'm going to go. So what is a clone? It's just a genetic copy of animal. That's all it is. So a clone is a genetic copy of an animal. And I could be an animal. You could be an animal, even though we're mammals. That's right. Well, we found it. We found it. They're similar to identical twins. So you got a doppelganger out there. Okay, it's an extension of the assisted reproductive technologies that breeders have been using for centuries. Artificial insemination, embryo transfer, in vitro fertilization. Cloning has been around for more than 20 years. Somatic cell nuclear transfer. Look, female ovaries, slaughterhouse. Oh my gosh. That's enough. That's enough, you all. That is enough. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, you all have a wonderful, yes, you, Mr. Sasquatch, you don't have to. Your people never die out. Your species is resilient. Yes, that's right. 20 years, that's right. That's exactly right, you all. You have got it. We're going to go and give a thumbs up on that, you all. You can give this video a thumbs up. Yes, 2018 for the masses. That's right. Oh my gosh. Conventional breeding. Thank you, Mr. Sasquatch. I like seeing your thumb right there. I really do. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. Love you.